Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Mighty Ducks. This is the classic preteen sports underdog movie with hockey. So yeah, there's always Disney does these types of things. They always have the underdog sports movie for children, with children. This one just happens to star Emilio Estevez as their begrudgingly assigned coach. He plays Gordon Bombay. Again, a lot of you grew up with this. I did not. So this is actually my first time watching this, as far as I can remember, anyway. If it was on, it was like something on in the background, maybe, but I don't recall actually choosing to watch this. I was old enough to not watch children's sports movies. I don't know, just not my thing. But for those of you who love hockey and who love Disney movies of this kind, yeah, you watch this and you grew up and probably watched this a million times, and it means a lot to you, and that is great. This is it's a good movie. I mean, it's not my thing, but hey, I'm not gonna crap on it. It's like I said, it stars Emilio Estevez, it stars a bunch of familiar faces, including Joshua Jackson, who you know is Pacey on Dawson's Creek. Well, some of us do. Younger people, what's Dawson's Creek? He was also in Fringe, which I really enjoy. I highly recommend Fringe. That's a 20th Century Fox series, right? Wasn't it? Or was that... I mean, it was on 20th Century Fox, but maybe it was a Warner Brothers thing or something. Either way, why is that not on... Is it on Hulu? It should someday be on Disney Plus. I'm just saying. And a number of other kids who grew up... Eldon Henson. I think he was, he plays the tough older kid who can just really slap a puck into the goal. He ended up playing Foggy Nelson on the Daredevil series on Netflix. Pretty sure it's the same guy. It's the same brow. If it's not the same one, I'd be very surprised. MC Gainey is in this as the chauffeur, who also decides to hang out at the hockey game championship. I don't know why, but hey, it's MC Gainey. We'll put him in there. That's great. So yeah, this is the type of film that we've seen a lot over the years. I mean, Bad News Bears is often seen as the kind of the prototype for this kind of thing, but I'm sure it has existed before then in some form. But there's one point that it got formalized where it's a down-and-out, poor, unskilled, undisciplined, ramshackle team of kids who enjoy hockey, but just not good at it, and have no real leadership or training. Nobody really cares about teaching them how to play hockey and winning, or dealing with losing properly. But of course, they don't really get that with Emilio Estevez, who plays Gordon Bombay. He is a former Pee-wee hockey player himself, who in the first few minutes of the movie, you discover his origin story. And he was once one of these kids, really young, and the game was down to him making this final goal, and he fails. And before he fails, of course, his coach, who is a jerk, I want to say, because you've seen him in a ton of stuff, and I want to say his name. Come on, dude, where are you? I should be able to say his name, but where is he? Either way, he tells him that he's going to let everybody down if he fails, including his dead father. Not a great coach, let's just say that. And so, of course, he fails, and it ruins him for hockey forever. He grows up to be a bitter, cynical, and downright mean lawyer who basically abuses every rule possible in order to win. It's all that matters is winning. He never loses, and yeah. So he becomes a lawyer that gets caught drunk driving, and the people he's ticked off in the past, well, pretty much say, you know what, this will be fun. Let's make him do community service, which puts him in a situation of coaching this ramshackle team of children who are not good at hockey. putting him in a place where he does not want to be. In Minnesota, telling kids to win who have never had that experience. And of course, the team is made up of a diverse culture of kids, even in Minnesota, strangely. It's unfortunately, it leads to at least one racist joke made by the bad guys to show that the kids on the other team that they're going to eventually meet in the playoffs in the championship. Spoiler, it's 30 years old. Deal with it. The kids are just mean. You just know that they're just mean, and they all look alike. They're all just they have the same coiffed, like stiff hair, blonde hair, and they're all pale, and they're all taller, and they're all, even when they're not playing hockey, they're on like rollerblades in snowy Minnesota in January or February or whatever it is, and in an alleyway harassing these poor children, who, by the way, run their own little scams and everything else, which gets repeated in the series that happens a good generation later, or two, which also stars Emilio Estevez, at least for the first season, as Gordon Bombay, in a whole different setting. So I don't think we've watched Mighty Ducks 2 or D2 or D3 yet. I don't think we have. If we did, I've already forgotten what I thought of it. So, in this, of course, in this, as you would expect, if without even watching the movie, you can pretty much assume these things will happen. The coach who doesn't want to be there, and the children who are not very good at playing, eventually come to depend on each other. He actually starts caring about them, wanting them to win, but also wanting them to enjoy hockey, get good at hockey, not just win at any cost. And he even risks his own job, his own livelihood, to look out for them, even when the kids mistakenly overhear something that makes them turn against him, which is always going to happen. It's just always going to happen. Because children will just jump to conclusions immediately upon hearing him say to another coach that these kids are worthless and should die. That's like a line. They shouldn't live or something. And the kids are like, oh man, he really meant that. Man, he doesn't like us at all after all the things we've experienced over the last hour and a half of this film. Or months in their time. Yeah, it's the premise for all this is been done a thousand times, it seems like it. But is it fun? Sure. The kid's likable? Of course. Emilio Estevez? Yeah, he's all right. He's pretty good. But all of them, they come together and it makes for a fun movie. And even if it is utterly predictable, win or lose, you know how that's going to work out. Will the moment that Gordon failed as a child be recreated in the modern day with the kid he's become closest to, played by Joshua Jackson? Will that scene happen again? And will there be redemption in that moment for everybody? And will he also get the kid's mom? Like, I guess they start dating at some point. There's a kiss at the end, so so yeah, it's an unnecessary plot point that is really awkwardly handled. The dialogue is Anakin and Padme Attack of the Clones almost. Not exactly, but almost. But 10 years earlier. So yeah, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but if you grew up on this and you love this type of storytelling and these characters, and you know what, don't ever tell anybody that it's bad. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not a good person or you have bad taste for liking this, because you know what, it's meant to be a good time, and I think for the audience, it does exactly what it's meant to do. So, I'm trying to think of what else there was that I do this on the fly. I literally, each day, as if you can't tell, Oh, come on. This thing is crashing on me again. I should have checked this. Now I have to... now I have to delete it. And I don't want to... I don't want to break this. So... I don't want to stop this because it would seem like a bad thing. Random. I don't know why this failed. Dang it. Did it? There it is. This means it's going to delete all my selections again from whatchamacallit. So if you want to just scrub ahead until I like do this in the little thing, you can, because it's taking its time downloading again. And if it crashes on me again, I'm going to be real ticked off. 1 to 442. These are randomly picked. If you don't already know, each of these episodes, most of the time, are randomly picked. There's some that you'll see coming up in the coming weeks, like Doctor Who or Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Those things I've picked because they premiered on the channel, and I'm gonna choose to watch them on the day they premiere. But most of the time, it's picked randomly. So here we are. We're gonna pick this number, and it's not gonna speak because I didn't turn on the audio. It's number 215. It's like this because I just reinstalled it. 215, and that exists on a spreadsheet. Come on. Boy, this is tedious. All right, 215. Falls in the Marvel realm, and this is thankfully not a number we've already picked. We're going to watch Marvel one-shot, The Consultant. This, I think, is the first Marvel one-shot? I could be wrong. I can't remember, but we'll find out soon enough. Marvel one-shot, The Consultant, is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.